It is estimated that less than 50% of nitrogen fertilizer applied to cereal crops is utilized for grain production, with the rest either being lost in the environment or bound up in soil organic matter. Given today's market, each unit of nitrogen needs to provide as high of a return on investment as possible. One potential strategy is to blend urea with polymer-coated urea at planting, providing some nitrogen that's immediately available for the developing seedlings and the remainder to be released over time. Another strategy is to split apply nitrogen fertilizer with a small amount at planting, the remainder applied at mid to late tillering. This strategy potentially has the advantage of improving nitrogen use efficiency by improving the synchrony of fertilizer nitrogen availability to wheat crop demand. Additionally, the wheat crop can integrate weather, mineralization, soil fertility, and pest pressure into its growth before the grower has to make that final nitrogen rate decision. The challenge with split applying nitrogen is accurately estimating how much supplemental nitrogen should be applied that meets yield and target protein goals. This study is evaluating soil, plant tissue, and canopy sensing as three different approaches to predict the correct supplemental nitrogen rate. Soil and plant tissue sampling provides a snapshot of the current nutrient status in the soil or the plant, but it requires significant investments in time, labor, and analysis costs. In contrast, crop canopy sensors can be rapidly deployed to take measurements in multiple locations of the field and get immediate results. Some canopy sensing tools, such as the Green Seeker, can be mounted directly onto a fertilizer applicator, allowing for sensing measurements to be immediately converted into variable rate fertilizer nitrogen applications. However, that requires that you have a calibrated sensing equation in order to convert those readings into nitrogen rate recommendations. So the treatment structure of this study allows us to collect that data that's necessary to generate and validate crop sensing equations for Idaho. With our first year of data, we found at both Aberdeen and Kimberly that there's no difference in yield between the lowest and highest three-way splits of nitrogen for hard red and hard white spring wheat, or the lowest and highest two-way splits for soft white spring wheat. At Aberdeen, grain protein increased from 14.5% to 15% for hard red and hard white spring wheat, and from 12 to 12.9% for soft white spring wheat. At Kimberly, grain protein increased from 17.3 to 18.7% for hard red spring wheat, 17.1 to 17.9% for hard white spring wheat, and 13.9 to 16.1 for soft white spring wheat. The high protein concentration values at Kimberly are likely due to the combined effect of nitrogen fertilization at late tillering and water and heat stress. Additional years of research should help provide greater evidence if split applications can be used to improve yield and grain quality for southern Idaho conditions.